Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Friday, August the 24th, the year 2012. Preppers. You know, I think National Geographic has done us a big disservice by preceding preppers with the word doomsday. One of my fellow preppers in Arizona, in the prepping group that I started there, sent me a link to the TV news. I was in the news in Arizona last weekend. I wasn't even there. That was kind of funny. But, you know, the newscasters come on and they talk about doomsday preppers. And it's as though we're waiting for the apocalypse, Armageddon, you know, some cataclysmic event where most of us, you can almost consider us overgrown Boy Scouts. In fact, I think we should change our name to Scouts instead of Preppers. And so when somebody comes up to you and asks you about, you know, why are you doing all that? Say, well, I'm just a scout. You know, be prepared. Say, well, prepared for what? I'm prepared for anything. Just being prepared. I read an article about what happened up in Washington State. I guess they had some really heavy winds. Knocked out the power. So they couldn't even go to the store and buy things because stores run on electricity. Lights, registers, the computers, it's all tied together. And then people were without water. Pumps run on electricity. They quit. So some people were in a panic. Pumps quit at the gas station too. Where could they go? How could they get there? So, if these people just take the attitude, you know, something could happen, so I should be prepared. I always talk about having a spare tire in your car or truck. I don't think you would go out on a long trip and not take a spare tire and jack, tire iron. I mean, you could, if you want to depend on AAA, sure, go right ahead. But sometimes they take hours to get there. And sometimes they might not even get there. Might be too late. So it's just something to consider. I'm preaching to the choir. But if this is one of the first few times you watch my video, you might be wondering about me up here in the hills in the rural country. Wondering why I wear olive drab or camo sometimes. You might think that I'm a doomsday prepper, when I'm not. Even though one of the reasons I bought this place back in '89 is because I didn't want to live near Ground Zero. I was living right there, living in suburban Maryland and working in Washington, D.C., which that has to be the #1 tactical and strategic target on all the our enemies' radar. And they all thought I was crazy for moving out here until September 11th, 2001. But that's not really what I was afraid of. I just didn't want to live in that area. It just didn't seem like a good place to be overall. It's like the likelihood of an event was higher there. See, the likelihood of that type of event here is next to nothing. What are they going to blow up? A bunch of trees? You know, county that has 60-some thousand people, it's not on their radar at all. Not at all. So, the main thing is, though, just your everyday conveniences. Running water, lights, gasoline, things you take for granted and don't think about. You should take a few moments or a few minutes, maybe once a month, and ponder what would happen if all that went away. How would you survive? How would you live? How would you sustain yourself? Would you be comfortable or uncomfortable? I was reading on one website, the SHTF school website, I think it was, and they were talking about water and how little problems in a SHTF situation can become big problems. If you don't have enough water, can't keep yourself clean, then you're just exposed to the chance of getting a disease, virus, something nasty, fungus, just nasty stuff. There's something to think about. But it's just so easy to become unconscious and just go about your day like you normally do and not think about the ramifications of doing without, or of just sustaining on yourself. You don't really want to do without. So how are you prepared? Once again, that word, prepare. How are you prepared to get through any event that might come your way? You know, earthquake, flood, drought, fire. These things can happen. And it doesn't have to be a widespread event. It could just affect you personally. What if your house was on fire? What if somebody was digging a hole and hit the water main and knocked out your water? What if some drunk driver hit the power pole and you're without power? Just these little things. Are you covered? You know, what if you lost your job? How much food you got in the pantry? Got enough rice and beans to keep you going for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? A friend of mine just got fired yesterday. Not worried. They got a pantry, money put back. They'll survive. How about you? Would you survive? You lost your job? I mean, I made a video, posted it, yesterday, about making money with a truck or van. Somebody said something about, oh, you know, if you do that, then you're always looking for a customer. Well, my reply was, I'd rather look for a customer any day than look for a job. Job could be here today, gone tomorrow. But if I can find a customer, then I can find a way to sustain myself, to make some income. If I can find one customer and I do a good job, chances are they might know somebody else that needs my services. Word spreads. You know, when I get done with my place, I'm going to have that new chainsaw, that new pole saw. Well, they won't be that new anymore, but they'll be fairly new, slightly used. I just might run an ad just to see what happens. Just for the heck of it. Might be fun, might be interesting. I figure my neighbor has got a cat taking out some trees. I might have told you about it. Guy's charging $85 an hour for that cat. Run it. I might have him over here for an hour or two and clear out some land. It'd take me a month or two. It'd take him an hour. So you have to weigh that. You know, the well guy does the water systems. They want $75 an hour. Well, I'm going to do most of that myself. So I'm just thinking, if that's the kind of money people are making, I might just have to do that just to establish myself. And like I said, just for the heck of it. So, sneeze, excuse me. And to wrap up, let's just say, don't take your eye off the ball. You know, live your life, enjoy your life. Don't really worry about, you know, SHTF, but don't ignore it. Just be prepared, like a scout. Because if you fail to prepare today, you're preparing to fail tomorrow.